Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Kristaps Porzingis is 7 feet 1 inch, has a good physique, scoring ability, and three-point shooting ability. Porzingis is also efficient at free throws and blocks and gets rebounds, so he is a modern and versatile center, who in this case would be a perfect fit for the Lakers and would greatly help Luka Doncic. If the Lakers manage to make this trade, they will have a great team, because with LeBron James, who should be his last season, Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis, they could beat any team in the NBA. Blockbuster trade proposal sees Lakers acquire Kristaps Porzingis from Celtics. One of the worst-kept secrets in the NBA is that the Los Angeles Lakers are desperately seeking an upper-echelon big man. With the Boston Celtics now officially eliminated from the postseason, could the Lakers' long-standing rival help to fill their biggest need this summer in a trade? Even prior to Jason Tatum's crushing injury during Game 4 of Boston's Eastern Conference semifinal series against the New York Knicks, the Celtics were reported to be likely to at least partially blow up their roster this offseason, due to financial constraints. With the earlier-than-anticipated playoff exit, plus Tatum's Achilles tear that could keep him out all of the 2025-26 campaign, the chances of a completely different roster in Beantown next fall grew exponentially. One of the most commonly mentioned big names to be rumored as a trade piece is one-time All-Star center Kristaps Porzingis. Bleacher Report's Andy Bailey crafted a list of 7 trade ideas for every realistic Boston Celtics target in a post published on Saturday, with Porzingis being dealt to the Lakers among his proposals. Trade would reunite Porzingis, Luka Doncic. As Bailey notes, while some of his other trade proposals are centered around Boston easing the financial burden of being on track to become the first $500+ million roster next season, the potential Porzingis move doesn't exactly fit into that category. Here's Bailey's trade idea. Lakers receive Kristaps Porzingis. Celtics receive Maxi Kleber, Rui Hachimura, a 2030 first-round pick swap and a 2032 first-round pick swap. The playoffs and last couple months of Kristaps Porzingis' 2024-25 campaign was completely derailed by a virus, but the healthy KP remains one of the best and most versatile big men in the league, he wrote. And while the Porzingis/Luka Doncic duo didn't quite gel with the Dallas Mavericks, both have likely been humbled a bit by the last few years. And chasing a title alongside LeBron James could have them more focused on that than on who gets the credit for the success. Porzingis averaged 19.5 points, 6.8 rebounds, 1.5 blocks, and 28.8 minutes per game in the regular season while shooting a career-best 41.2% on three-pointers. He missed 40 contests, however, and hasn't played more than 65 tilts in a season since his second year in the league in 2026-17. Maxi Kleber was sent to the Lakers as a part of the shocking Luka Doncic-Anthony Davis trade in February and finished the year posting career lows in points, 3.0, and rebounds per contest, 2.8, as well as games played, 34, and started, 4. The 33-year-old only suited up once with Los Angeles this year, playing 5 minutes in the team's season-ending loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 5 of the first round of the playoffs in late April. Hachimura registered 13.1 points, 5.0 rebounds, and career-high 31.7 minutes per game across 59 contests, 57 starts, during his second full season with the Lakers. Porzingis would be a dramatic upgrade for Lakers. After shipping Davis to the Dallas Mavericks, Los Angeles struggled mightily against teams with elite big men for the rest of the season. That was most obviously the case in the Lakers' final contest of the year, when Timberwolves center Rudy Gobert dominated them to the tune of 27 points and 24 rebounds. Bailey explained how he felt the proposed Celtics-Lakers blockbuster could help both sides out. More to the point, the Los Angeles Lakers just need a real center. Porzingis provides shot blocking, floor spacing, and the occasional post-up. And he'd be a dramatic upgrade over Jackson Hayes, he wrote. For Boston, this one isn't as much about financial flexibility. Porzingis' deal expires after 2025-26, but draft assets are valuable. And Rui Hachimura would give them a slightly younger forward than KP, who could theoretically fit alongside Tatum in positionless forward combinations, assuming the Celtics were to sign him beyond this season. With no NBA franchise even without shouting range of Boston's 18 championships or Los Angeles' 17, a move like this could significantly alter both teams' chances at earning another title. Lakers see Austin Reaves as pillar amid trade rumors, but center search looms. While trade speculation continues to swirl around guard Austin Reaves, Lakers president of basketball operations Rob Pelinka offered a firm endorsement this week, referring to Reaves as one of the franchise's three foundational pieces, alongside Luka Doncic and LeBron James. When your foundation for those three players is that they're players of high character and a highly competitive nature, that's the perfect starting point, Pelinka said, via the Southern California News Group. LeBron, selfless, high character. All he cares about is winning. Luka Doncic, the same. Austin Reaves, the same. Reaves, 26, is coming off a strong regular season but struggled during the team's first-round playoff loss to the Timberwolves. He remains on a team-friendly contract and holds a $14.9 million player option for the 2026-27 season, which he's widely expected to decline, according to Price. Despite Pelinka's public support, Reaves' name continues to surface in trade discussions, largely due to the team's need for frontcourt help and his value as a cost-controlled contributor. In a recent column for the Los Angeles Times, Bill Plaschke made the case for dealing Reaves in exchange for a legitimate center, citing both the team's roster imbalance and the guard's imperfect on-court fit alongside Doncic. Plaschke acknowledged Reaves' growth, grit, and popularity but suggested that the Lakers may not have a better trade chip, assuming Doncic and James are off-limits, as expected. So far, the Lakers have reportedly shown no interest in moving Reaves unless they're offered a top-tier big man in return, according to the Times' Dan Woik. The market, however, may not cooperate. Brooklyn's Nick Claxton and Dallas' Daniel Gafford have been loosely linked to LA, but neither player is considered elite, and neither appears to be readily available. For now, Reaves remains a Laker. Whether that holds remains to be seen. As always, the Lakers insist they're building something around James and Doncic. Whether Reaves is still standing beside them when it's done may come down to whether a big man worth pivoting for becomes available. NBA scouts and executives reveal the top 3 trade assets for the Lakers. After a series loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Los Angeles Lakers are entering a pivotal offseason where many changes are expected. While options are somewhat limited for the Lakers this summer, they still have some tradable assets left that they can use to tweak the roster around Luka Doncic. According to rival scouts and executives, the Lakers' best assets, minus Reaves, are their 2031 first-round pick, second-year wing Dalton Knecht, and a bunch of expiring contracts, reported Dan Woik of the LA Times. Some combination of them would be a must in any deal the team would make for a center. The free agency options, like the in-season trade options, are considered to be pretty lean. In the name of a championship pursuit, the Lakers have given up most of their picks and young players in exchange for win-now pieces like Anthony Davis, Rui Hachimura, and Jared Vanderbilt. The Lakers gave up one of their final 2 remaining draft picks in the Luka Doncic trade, along with Anthony Davis and an emerging young shooting guard named Max Christie. While the Lakers were able to build a competitive Western Conference team, it completely destroyed their roster flexibility, and now they only really have 3 tradable assets going into the summer. Since the Lakers are against trading Austin Reaves, with one major exception, their next best asset would be the 2031 first-round pick. It's the last first-rounder the Lakers own, but it also holds a lot of value given the odds that it falls high in the draft. For a rebuilding team looking to hoard draft picks, the Lakers could make a very compelling offer if they're willing to give up their future. The Lakers nearly traded Dalton Knecht at the deadline, but he was sent back to Los Angeles after Rob Pelinka reneged on the deal. As the Lakers' best young prospect, Knecht showed a lot of promise on the court with averages of 9.1 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 0.8 assists per game as a rookie. For his growing potential as an elite sharpshooter, Knecht would make an ideal addition for any young team willing to give him the time and space to develop his game. The final major thing Los Angeles has to offer is players with expiring contracts, which might appeal to teams looking for financial flexibility. As it stands, only 6 players are signed beyond the 2025-26 season, meaning the Lakers could use an expiring contract to help sweeten any deal. Ideally, the Lakers would use all of these assets to make one big trade offer, and it might just be enticing enough to start negotiations for a high-impact player. If not, the Lakers will be extremely limited in what they can do, and it'll be unlikely to make a major difference. After finishing third in the West this season, the Lakers did show some promise with their current roster, but the lack of a center and a reliable supporting cast around LeBron and Luka cost them in the playoffs, where they won just one game before their elimination. To do right by their stars, the Lakers need to make a move, and that means they'll have to give up what's left of their most valuable assets. For their sake, the Lakers better hope that whatever they get in return can move the needle for them as contenders in the West. When can the Lakers offer extensions to Luka Doncic, Austin Reaves? Here are the details on when the Lakers can offer contract extensions to Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves this offseason. The Lakers are going to have some big decisions to make in the upcoming offseason on a number of fronts, including when it comes to contract extensions. Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves, in particular, could be up for big paydays and long-term deals this summer. Luka is currently under contract for next season at $46 million, then has a player option for 2026-27 at $49 million. He will likely decline that before, ideally for the Lakers, signing a long-term deal. Doncic is no longer eligible to sign a 5-year, $345.3 million Supermax extension, one of the consequences of getting traded by the team that first signed him. However, he could sign a 4-year, $228.6 million extension with the Lakers this summer. The first day the Lakers could offer this contract would be August 2nd. Luka has said he wants to stay in Los Angeles, and signing this deal would make that a reality. Early reports indicated he is widely expected to sign long-term with the team, so we'll see if that happens in early August. Before the Luka offer can be made, the Lakers could sign Reaves to a new deal. The team can offer him a 4-year extension at $89.2 million on June 30th. While that's a significant increase from the 4-year, $53.8 million he signed for back in July of 2023, it's also significantly less than what he can sign if he hits free agency in 2026. Given how much he has already outperformed his current deal, it's clear that a significant pay increase is on the horizon for the guard. We'll see if the Lakers offer the extension to him and if he chooses to accept it this summer. President of Basketball Operations Rob Pelinka stated during his exit interview that his belief was at an all-time high regarding the trio of Luka, Austin, and LeBron James. Offering contract extensions this summer and locking up this duo would back up his talk with some action. But it does seem unlikely, for different reasons for both, that they are likely to sign them. Blake Griffin believes Lakers can be contenders with Luka Doncic and LeBron James. The Los Angeles Lakers went into the NBA playoffs as the number 3 seed in the Western Conference with legitimate hopes to make a run behind the collective firepower and IQ of Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reaves. But the Lakers learned quickly that they may be farther away from contending than anticipated, getting sent home in 5 games in the first round by the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Lakers now have a massive offseason ahead of them, as they have to make several moves to turn the roster into a legitimate contender. They need to add size and defense at all positions in order to make the trio of Doncic, James, and Reaves work. Some have said that the Lakers can't build a contender around that core due to the defensive shortcomings. But former NBA star Blake Griffin doesn't believe that. He spoke about the Lakers' core and what they need to do to be able to contend, via DJ Siddiqui of a bookmaker. "I definitely think so," says Griffin in a one-on-one interview with Bookmaker Ratings when asked if he believes the Lakers can be contenders with the current core. "I think you have to get creative. They're going to have to build that roster for the playoffs. I don't think that roster was built well for the playoffs at all. Luka and Austin Reaves on the floor at the same time, you watch the Wolves series, they're just going at one of them every single time." Griffin continued on that the Doncic trade served as a reset of the roster construction, and they now need to reshape the entire thing around their new superstar. You give somebody $24 million a year, you're hoping that they can be on the floor for the majority of minutes in the playoffs, says Griffin. Finding a way to build around Luka and LeBron a little bit better. I know the Luka trade sort of messed things up, right? Because they were built better defensively, much better defensively, before this, with Anthony Davis. Now this offseason, you have to get creative and figure out a way to really put the right pieces around them.